advice or suggestions. It's just a laundry list that I put together. So I have I have my paper list here, but I'm gonna copy them down into this note and just chat with you guys. Obviously chewing gum. I think I might have another piece. I'm having this pure gum again. This gum is pretty good, and I love spearmint gum, but it's not my favorite. Like, it doesn't maintain the texture for very long, but I think that's because it's made with different ingredients or something. But anyways, let's get right into this. It's raining. It's been raining all day since I woke up, and it's like the afternoon now, so I personally love the rain. I'm having fun. Very relaxing watching the rain out the window and listening to it. I shut my window because I thought it might be too loud for this video, but maybe in the future I could do a video with some rain sounds in the background. But anyways, let's get into this. This is going to be things I no longer buy. And let's put a little... Okay. How do you do the bullet points? There we go. Okay. So, the first thing that I no longer buy is kind of a given, and I feel like there's a lot of people who don't buy this anymore, and that is bottled water. I'm actually gonna bring you guys down a little bit so that you can see. I no longer buy bottled water for my house because we are very, very fortunate to have tap water that we can drink. We have a filter on our faucet so that we can drink the water, and that's a huge blessing. I know not everywhere has clean running water that they can drink, but we are very lucky too. So that saves us a lot of money. But another way that I kind of save money on this is I bring water with me everywhere I go. So I happen to have, well, it's on purpose actually, I have a pretty large purse that I bring everywhere with me, and I always have my water bottle and some sort of snack almost always on me. And I can't even tell you how many times that has saved me from buying something. Like, I'll be in a store, or even if I go out to get something to eat and it's like I don't have to buy a bottle of water, or I don't have to buy a drink because I have water with me. So I always fill up my reusable bottle before I leave the house, and then I don't have to buy things elsewhere. And there is a truck outside that is squeaking like its life depends on it. So that's number one. Number two is napkins. I guess when I say napkins, I really mean disposable napkins. So, growing up in my house, we always had like the paper napkins. And we would use them with dinner and everything, but once I moved into my apartment, I kind of stopped, just never bought them, because we kind of use paper towels instead of napkins when we need them, and that's not even super often. If we're having a meal, like if we're having people over, or we're having a like nice dinner at the table together, we will use cloth napkins, and otherwise we use paper towels, which I probably spend just as much money on paper towels, but it's also just a matter of like less things to store away and take up less space, and I don't know, one less thing to remember to buy. So, and then the times that we do use cloth napkins, I guess that saves some paper. So oh, I should definitely be putting emojis in here. Let's see, let's find where is water bottle emoji. I don't think there is one actually, so I'm just gonna put a drink. Napkins. I don't think there's a napkin emoji either, actually. Even the fork and spoon one, it doesn't have a napkin on it. That's okay. We'll put the toilet paper emoji. Okay. Next up, I don't buy, and maybe this one should have a disclaimer. I don't really buy seasonal decor anymore. Now, if you followed me around for a year, you would definitely be able to prove me wrong on this one, because I definitely do buy some amount of seasonal decor. But a lot of the time, if I'm buying it, it's either thrifted or it's like very few and far between, and it's something that I'm going to use year after year after year after year. I don't buy new things every year for every holiday, and honestly, we don't decorate our place that much. I mean, we have a small apartment, and I'm sure I'll probably get more stuff if we buy a house someday, but as of now, we don't really need much to decorate the space that we have. I mean, we have like twinkle lights that we honestly keep up all year long, and those help us kind of like make the room festive. And then we've got like a little color changing light that we can change, like you can have it go on one color at a time. So like at Valentine's, I'll put it on red, and then like Halloween, we'll put like the orange or the purple or whatever. And it's fun. That's a fun, like, nice reusable option. And then as far as like linens and stuff, like I have dish towels that are like red and green, and I'll pull them out. One thing I've noticed is that if you buy a couple of red items for your house, so get like some red dish towels and get like a red blanket, you can bring it out at like Christmas, Valentine's, maybe the 4th of July if you celebrate, if you're American. But yeah, there's a lot of options that are like multi-use, and they won't go to waste, and you can use them every single year. Like we have a Christmas blanket we just use every year, and it kind of like, it goes right on the couch, so it kind of brings the whole room together, which is awesome. So yeah, that's something that we do not buy every season. It's also quite expensive. Like if you've ever, went to decorate your place or anything, it's really fun to look at all the stuff at like TJ Maxx, but it's all pretty expensive. And yeah, it's just not really worth the price for us. Thrifting stuff is really fun too, because you can always find like really unique items, and I do love that a lot. But that's kind of that on that. Alright, that kind of leads me into a separate topic, which is that lately, this is kind of another disclaimer, I'm not someone who doesn't like to shop. Okay, that's like a double negative, but I am a person who likes to shop very much, so doing things like this can be kind of a challenge for me, but I know it's good for my wallet, and it's good for me to not be over consuming. So one life hack that I've found for if you love to shop but you don't love what shopping is doing to your life, or you don't really need anything, I've started to enjoy window shopping a lot more recently, and it's helping with me being less of a consumer, or like a needless consumer. So I'll still go to stores for the fun of it, but I'll just look around and I'll pick up things and I'll be like, ooh, that's so cute. I don't need to have it, but it's so cute, and it's just fun to look around. And that's a way that you can still kind of participate if someone says, hey, you want to go shopping? And you can say yes. Okay. those two things, I really don't have much of a need to buy books ever. Books are quite expensive. If I do buy books, like a physical book, I will usually go to the used bookstore because they have really good prices, typically, and you can find, but if you take your time, you can usually find books that are on your list there. So that's a good thing to do, but generally I find myself, like, books take up a lot of space, and I don't really like to keep all of my books because I generally don't reread books. I definitely reread my favorites, and I like to own my favorite books so that I can lend them out to people and stuff, but our bookshelf is really quite small. If we saved every book we read, it would be full and overflowing, and we wouldn't be rereading them, so it's really kind of pointless for me to buy books. And when I use my Kindle, there's an app called Libby that allows you to rent ebooks from your library. All you need is a library card, and I usually do that on my Kindle so that it prevents me from needing the physical book at all. So I love that, and this definitely saves me a lot of money because books are a huge source of entertainment for me. I read quite a bit, so I love that. Another thing that I don't buy anymore is razors for shaving. This one also gets a little asterisk next to it because I do buy razors. I do buy disposable razors, but I use a safety razor to shave. Oh, I think I just found the emoji too. Do a little razor and a little shaving cream. It's so cute. So I use a safety razor, so all that I'm replacing is like the little blade itself, like the little square blade. I used to use like the ones with the plastic handle, and then they have the cartridge with like multiple blades in it. Then you dispose of that and buy more. This one has been huge for my wallet because as a woman, I feel like I'm going through razors so quickly all the time, and they dull out so fast. The safety razor, I think I paid like less than $10 for maybe 100 razor blades, and I haven't bought more razor blades in over a year, so that has saved me a ton of money. It definitely saves waste and does the same job. I mean, I will say, using the safety razor, it took a little bit to get used to, but once I got used to it, you kind of just have to go like slow and steady, and you get basically the same results. Another thing that I no longer buy is, I'm going to put in parentheses, a lot of these have disclaimers. I'm going to say I don't buy as many paper towels because I know I was just talking about how we use paper towels as napkins. So yes, we do use them as napkins. However, paper towels, when it comes to the realm of cleaning, are not used much in our apartment. We use mostly Swedish dishcloths, which are basically like, they're kind of like stiff, square cloths that are made of, I think they're made of cellulose, like plant fibers. And basically when you wet them, they become very flexible and absorbent like a paper towel, but they can be washed and reused. I think you can even put them in the dishwasher. We don't have a dishwasher, but hopefully you do. But yeah, we definitely don't use as many paper towels because we usually clean our counters and spills and everything with those, and then we just wash them. The only thing that usually we would bring in a paper towel for is like a big spill or something disgusting, like if it's like milk and it's gonna like smell really bad. I'll just use paper towels and throw them away. But yeah, we've definitely cut down our paper towel use a lot by using realized that there are a lot of items that can do the job of another item that might be sold separately for more money. So, for example, when we first moved into this place, I love eating toast. And so I kept thinking, oh my gosh, we need a toaster, we need a toaster, we need a toaster. I was like shopping in the thrift store every week to find a toaster. It was intense. One day, before I ever found a toaster, we were gonna have like breakfast at home, I think, and I wanted toast. And we were like, well, I wonder if we could just put it in the air fryer for now. Wow, it just started really pouring outside. We're like, maybe we can just put it in the air fryer for now, but until we get a toaster. I put it in the air fryer. The type of air fryer we have is like, it kind of has like racks, like shelves. So hopefully maybe it would work in yours too, but we just put it on air fry for like less than 5 minutes and it toasts the bread perfectly. And then I was like, you know what? Why am I gonna get a toaster when we have a teeny tiny apartment that doesn't even have more counter space to work with? So we skipped that. But there have been multiple things since then that I've thought about buying and figured out I didn't need. Like, I've been making green juice lately. That's been really fun. And I thought about, like, do I need a juicer? But I was like, wait, I have a blender and a strainer. And yeah, maybe it's a little bit more work, but maybe it's not, because to me, washing the blender cup and the strainer is probably way easier than keeping a whole juicer clean. That's another thing. I feel like some of these things save me time just because they simplify my life. We have way less stuff to store. We have limited storage space, so that's kind of everything. So yeah, this is one that I'm a huge fan of. And there's other little things, but I can't quite think of like I thought about getting like a big speaker for the living room, but we have our TV in our living room that has a speaker on it, so we just play music on our TV if we want to listen to music. What else is there? I don't know, but I guess you get the idea, right? That's kind of the way that we think about things. So I'm trying to find a kitchen appliance on here, but it's not really coming up. Let's just put some bread for my toast. If you know, you know. Okay. Next couple items are more of a category. They all kind of fall under the food grocery category. So the first one is super duper random, but we no longer buy sour cream. And I love sour cream. I love making Mexican food. I love making like kind of copycat Chipotle bowls. I love making like potatoes with sour cream. We definitely would eat it if we had it. But I realized that we would buy this whole thing of sour cream and we wouldn't eat the whole thing. We would eat it with like one meal and that would be it. And we'd never touch it again. And then it would go bad and we'd have to waste the whole rest of it. And they don't really sell containers of it that are that small. But then I heard that you can use plain Greek yogurt in place of sour cream. And it apparently tasted the same. So we tried it and it really did. And it was a little bit of a shock at first because we were thinking like there's no way it tastes the same. Like everyone would be doing this if it actually did, but it actually does. It's only weird for like 2 seconds when you're thinking you're eating yogurt, but plain Greek yogurt, it's not sweet or anything, it's just like sour and it tastes just like sour cream. It has more protein, and I'm pretty sure it's like maybe lower calorie, which we don't care that much about, this is really more about is that we buy yogurt anyways, and we don't have to waste a whole thing of sour cream, and we can go through our yogurt faster so it doesn't go bad. Okay. That's our goal. Another thing that I tend not to buy is granola. Now, obviously, granola is not a life necessity, unless you're me, but I recently started making our own granola, and I really love doing that. It's really fun. It makes the house smell so, so good. It's really cheap. Oats are cheap. You just need like some honey, some coconut oil. I can share my recipe with you guys if you want. And then you can add like nuts, seeds, dried fruits, whatever you like. And it's really, really good. And it can be really expensive to buy it. So I feel like we do save money by making it ourselves, but we also know what's in it. And that's kind of like a certain amount of peace, just knowing that. A lot of times I put coconut shavings in it too, which is really, really good. And I put that on my yogurt. Okay. Next up, I no longer buy my own cold brew, which I also realize once again is not a life necessity. I could just quit drinking coffee, but I enjoy coffee way too much for that, okay? I fell in love with cold brew this year, kind of. I just realized, you know what? I don't like hot coffee that much. I love iced coffee. So, I started buying like jugs of cold brew from the grocery store. And those taste so good. They're so smooth. But they're like $4 or $5 for a jug of it. And a whole other piece of that is that I typically do grocery shopping by myself because I enjoy it. And I hate carrying heavy stuff up the stairs. It takes multiple trips. It's not the vibe. So not having to buy that big jug of fluid, it's super heavy, is a big blessing. So what I do now instead is I got a cold brew pitcher. I ordered it online actually, but I think it was from Walmart. And basically it's just like a huge mason jar. I think it holds like 6 cups. And it has like a pour lid. And then it has a strainer built into the middle of it. So if you've ever seen like a cold brew tea like maker, it's kind of like that. But on the inside of the strainer you put coffee grounds. I just use whatever coffee grounds we have. I don't worry about getting ones that are specifically for cold brew or anything. And then I put like 2 scoops of coffee for each cup of water. So I'll do like 6 cups of water with 12 scoops of coffee, and then I let it sit for at least 24 hours. And then it's great, and maybe it's a little bit less good than the one from the grocery store, but it's about like maybe 5 times cheaper. So that is so worth it, and I never really run out of it because I can just make it with dry coffee grounds and water. So it's not like when I run out I'm screwed because I can just make more, which I absolutely love. But with that, guys, these were kind of all the things I could think of that I no longer buy in our life. I hope that you enjoyed listening to me ramble on and on and on. Let me know if there's any things that you no longer buy, because I'm curious to hear about it in the comments. Maybe I can get some advice from you guys. But I hope that you're feeling relaxed. I hope you have an amazing day or night, and I'll see you in my next video.